Hey, everybody, we're alive. Yay, we're doing very well. In fact, very happy and healthy. But I haven't been on the air, so to speak, on the air on YouTube in the past couple weeks for lots of reasons I'm going to explain in this video, tell you what happened to us. But I'm also going to talk about the fate of the channel and what's happening with the channel and the fate of the world of what's happening as well toward the end. So stay to the end as I go through this. But I'm going to tell you what happened to us first and try to understand as far as the whole situation of where we disappeared and why we disappeared for, 2 or 3 weeks. Because I know a lot of people asked, and every time I would go to tell everybody, hey, I'll be back on Monday, whatever, something else would happen. So here we go. First off, many of you already know I'm a martial artist, lots of medals. I have a martial arts school. I love teaching my martial arts to my students. It's a big part of me that I absolutely, thoroughly love and enjoy. However, the martial arts school I have, I didn't own the building. I would actually sublease some mat space from another guy. I mean, he didn't own the building either. He rents it from someone, and he pays someone a lease, and we would actually pay him quite a bit, mind you, to be able to rent out 2 days of teaching days, Mondays and Wednesdays, for only an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, which is not a whole lot. I mean, not much at all. And I've always wanted to expand out, and I thought about getting our own building, but, taking that leap is a big thing. Well, he made the choice for me, as he said, hey, by the way, because we're on there Mondays and Wednesdays, by the way, I can't let you come in Mondays anymore. I need it. And I'm like, so I can only teach martial arts 1 day a week on Wednesdays? That does not work. So immediately I went into the mode of looking for a new building. I looked at purchasing one. I looked at some rental places, and I finally found a place, which I'll talk about in a minute. So that was the first huge thing, is now we're moving everything out, moving to this new building and getting the building ready, which that's like the biggest headache of them all, getting this new building ready. But either way, I'm very excited. We're going out on our own. I now finally have time to teach other classes I wanted to, because before I was very landlocked per se, time locked where I couldn't do that. And then just as all of this happens, we have a death. Now, nobody in our family or even our immediate family or even extended family, but my wife, she grew up in Colorado. She's from here in Michigan, but she grew up in Colorado. And she grew up with some twin girls. They were best friends. Their dad passed away. And he was like a second dad to my wife. Obviously, she was very close with the family. And I mean, myself too. He's one of those men who's a real man who, but would always be there for anyone. He was like the epitome of what I view how men should be. He died suddenly and unexpectedly, travesty, just horrible. And so we're like, all right, so obviously we have to go out to Colorado. So we headed out to Colorado to spend, I think we were like planning out to be here for 5 or 6 days. And I just told my students, guys, we're moving to a new building anyway. We'll start on this new date here. It's been extended because we're going to Colorado. We go out there and spend as much time with his widow, with the family as much as possible. And just also my wife, saw her family out there too. And then even before we left, we checked the forecast, supposed to be in the mid-50s every single day. We got hit by a major snowstorm. And that's Colorado for you. For those of you who live in Colorado, you understand this. I've heard all across the country people say, if you don't like the weather, wait an hour. That's so true in Colorado. We've literally had it where we've been in a full-blown blizzard. Everything's shut down. You can't even see the hand in front of your face outside. And the next day it's in the 70s. Colorado is bizarre like that. Anyway, our van does well in the snow. And I live here in Michigan. I'm used to the snow. We have nice snow tires on there, but the highways were literally shut down. They closed them all down. There's no going anywhere. So there we sat and sat and sat. Spent time with family, played a lot of cards, did a lot of reading. It was vacation. I didn't really mean it to be a vacation, but that's the way it worked out to be. Finally, on the road, we head back to Michigan, 24 hours straight driving through, and here we are. Everything's good. Go into our new building to finally fit it out for everything we need, and there's some leaks in the roof. And I'm not talking about just a couple of leaks. There's some serious water coming in. And now one of the places where our new mats are going down, there's some water damage. So we literally had to adjust as well, push back the classes even further. And the owner of the building, really great guy, he's like, all right, I'll get somebody out there as soon as I can, possibly can. But now we have like, here, do this kick, but don't kick that bucket. Here, come over here and do this technique, but don't fall in the floor, which is like all bubbling up now. And that's what we're looking at as far as like the new school goes. Well, the new school is fantastic, by the way. It's so nice. And again, the best thing about it, and this is so great, is, I'm a certified Krav Maga instructor, which is, in my opinion, the best self-defense techniques you could ever hope to aspire to do. They're incredible. And now I have a lot of extra time to teach all these other classes that I wasn't able to teach before because I was very time locked in the last school. So immediately, it's crazy. I have my first Krav Maga class, and I got a phone call in the class from this woman who said, "Oh, I want to come, and I got a bunch of friends, and we heard you have this new class starting, and we're starting to make a really good reputation anyway as far as our school goes. It's very good." All right, so what are we looking at for the channel? I want to look at what's going on with the channel, and I also want to look at what's going on with the country too. So for the channel, here's the interesting part about that. My class load, so to speak, has more than doubled now in the evenings. But I like that, though. I love martial arts, either practicing or teaching it. And when I'm here during the day making videos for you, I sit at my desk a lot and I have to pull things out. And it's stressful, but I like doing it. But when I get to do martial arts, I get to, release all that stress by kicking people and stuff. It's a lot of fun. So with that, I get to have more fun because I have more classes. But also that means it's going to increase my load during the week. My intentions are, however, keep this in mind, is I'm going to try to make it so our channel doesn't change. Right now I'm making videos practically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Occasionally Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I may not make a video, but I may make one another day. But that's overall my goal. And we're also going to be shooting for probably in December, starting our live streams again. We were planning on doing it this month, but now there's just no way, everything that's happening. So we're looking at December. I'll try to announce it earlier on the channel if we're going to have a live stream coming out. So I know everybody likes to connect with my wife and I as we talk with you, and usually one of my daughters sits in. But, we have increased amount of martial arts that we're doing now for my school. It's a good thing, but also takes more time out of my day. So with that, I will still do my best to try to make videos coming out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay. That's where we're going with the channel. So unless I need to take a break later on for some other major things that take place, I should be right back to schedule now making the videos. But let's talk about the country for a second. And I think that predominantly, and I try to stay practically apolitical on this channel. I try not to put out my political beliefs because you can prep and not have a political belief. I have political beliefs, very, very strong political beliefs, but that doesn't change how I should stockpile my corned beef hash in the basement. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay out of it because I do find people from both sides of the aisle will enjoy this channel. In fact, I find some people who I don't like either side of the aisle. And sometimes I'll lean in that direction too. But I do find that by far, the majority of the people on this channel voted for Trump. And Trump's coming in office. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I really try to stay apolitical about this. I like knocking whoever's in the office. That is something I like to do. I like knocking the government and saying, "What are you doing?" So I'm sure there'll be some things out that Trump does. I'm like, guys, you need to prep because of this. And it's not knocking Trump himself per se, or even Biden per se, when I guess he still is in office. But it comes down to this, that I've had so many people who are so elated over Trump coming into office. And I'm not going to say that's good or bad. I want to stay completely out of this. You make those your own decisions. But I will say this, when it comes to prepping, I want you to understand we're not out of the woods. This is actually, especially between now and January 5th. January 5th, right? That's when the inauguration is, around there somewhere. And even after that, I think right now, this could be the most vulnerable time we're at in the country. I personally believe this. Because if there's going to be something happening, it's going to be now. Or it's going to be as soon as he takes office. I mean, the man has already had, for sure, 2 assassination attempts on him, probably even 3. And don't you think that made some people angry that he got elected into office? Of course. So I've had some people on our Goshen Prepping Facebook page, if you haven't gone on there, stop by, who are trying to wonder where I disappeared to. And I just read these yesterday. And one person said, "Oh, now that Trump won office, he's good to go." I'm like, that has nothing to do with anything. Another person said, "Oh no, he knows it's going to be bad. He's hiding in his bunker." And obviously I wasn't hiding or any of that stuff. But I want you to understand that don't even think for a second that everything's okay. Things are certainly not okay in the world right now. We are still on the verge of World War III. We are certainly, without a doubt, going to see an economic collapse in our country. Everything that's happening right now is absolutely unsustainable. It's unsustainable. We're racking up credit card bills, metaphorically speaking, and we're never going to be able to pay them back. We're heading into a solar maximum next year. It literally very well could crash our grid for years. We are not out of the woods by any means, no matter if you love Trump or don't like Trump. Doesn't matter. Whoever's in office, a lot of times it's, 2 sides of the same coin, very well could be. But I want you to understand that, no, guys, we need to prep. We need to prep today more than ever, because there very well could be something that happens before he goes in office. We very well may see some type of major catastrophe after he's in office. That him in office means nothing. I mean, it means everything, but that's not my point. For prepping, we need to be ready, because even if you prep locally, maybe you're in a hurricane area, or up here in the Great White North, we may lose power for a few weeks. How do you do that in the wintertime? We need to prep. This is a prepping channel, and that's what we do. We may talk about politics sometimes, but we may talk about World War III or economic collapse sometimes, but it's always with a viewpoint of prepping. And I 100% believe that this is our goal, always, is to make sure we're prepared for everything, and that's the key. No matter who's in office, no matter who our leader is, no matter who your county sheriff is, it doesn't matter. You need to take care of yourself and your family and even your neighbors. We need to stick together and prepare, because I will guarantee we do have some uncertain times coming. All right. So anyways, guys, we are back. Very happy we're back, and I'm glad to be here again. And we're looking at probably in December some live streams too. But thanks for watching as always, everybody. Put some comments below. I just want to say hi to everybody. And starting this week, we'll be returning back to our videos, providing something else catastrophic doesn't take place. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.